Richard.
Oh, Patty.
Isn't it all, you know?
Gonzville.
Yeah. I feel all spooky inside. Like...
Me too, like...
What's the matter?
My foot fell asleep.
Rich, do you suppose anybody ever felt this way before?
How could they?
I suppose maybe Romeo and Juliet.
Maybe.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Romeo said that?
Oh, maybe it was Hamlet.
Rich.
What?
You know what I wish? I wish Kathy could feel the way I do.
About me? I'm not her type.
No, not about you. I mean, I wish she could meet a boy. Really flip for him.
Kathy? Doesn't figure.
No, I know. She's just too sensible and down to earth for anything like that to happen.
Poor kid.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Hi, Kat. We were just talking about you.
What? How was the Lit Club meeting? Meeting? You did go to a meeting, remember? Oh, yes. It was wonderful. No kidding. What happened? There was a new boy there tonight. His name is Christopher Hubbard.
I know Chris. He's a nice guy.
Nice. He's the most handsome, wonderful, intelligent man I have ever seen.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
You know, Kath, I'm really dying to know. Exactly how did you and Christopher meet? Well, we haven't actually met yet. You see, he just dropped into the Lit Club and said he'd like to join. And then he sat in the corner all evening and listened. You mean you didn't talk to him at all? How could I? You haven't been introduced. Oh, well, you're the secretary of the Lit Club. Why didn't you go and introduce yourself? Oh, no. That would have been terribly pushy.
Patty, can I borrow your dictionary?
Ross, how many times do I have to tell you?
Knock before you come in.
Come in.
Now, about that dictionary.
It's in the desk. You can have it. Oh, never mind. I'll get it.
Thanks. Hi, Kathy. What's wrong with her?
She's in love.
Kathy? You're kidding.
No.
Who's the lucky guy?
His name's Christopher Hubbard. He doesn't know she's alive.
Why does she introduce herself?
Oh, no. That would be terribly pushy.
Kathy, it isn't that hard to make friends with a boy.
You see? Even he says so.
What's the trick? I mean, even Patty's got a fella.
Get out.
If you need any tips, Kathy, just come by.
Out.
I'll steer you straight.
Out! Thank you, Miss Lonely Hearts. You know, for once, Mighty Mouse is right. It's your move with Chris. Patty, I can't just throw myself at him. Well, how is he going to know you like him? I don't know. I've never felt this way about a boy before.
Kathy, you need help.
And you're gonna get it right now. Patty, you're not going to call him up. No, dear, I'm not going to call him up. And I'm not going to hire a skywriter to fly over Brooklyn Heights and spell out Kathy loves Christopher. Hi, Rich.
Oh, hi, Patty.
How well do you know Christopher Hubbard?
Well, he's in my math class.
Great! Kathy wants to meet him. I didn't say that. Just a minute. You don't want to meet him? Well, of course I do. But I don't want Christopher to think that I'm brassy and forward. Oh, no, we must keep that a deep, dark secret. Rich? Kathy does want to meet him. Only it has to be handled with great tact.
Okay. Tomorrow I'll tell him my girl's got a cousin who's flipped for him.
No. Rich, I think you'll have to handle it with a little bit more tact. Hey, why don't you bring him to the shake shop after school? That way you can kind of, run into us there. Isn't that awfully sneaky? Absolutely diabolic. Rich, meet us there at about, 3:30.
Right. Good night, Juliet.
Good night, Romeo. What time is it, Patty? 3:45. Well, I suppose I'd better go now. I have a lot of homework to do. You just sit right there. Richard's here. Is there anyone with him? Yeah. He's cute. I know. Please, Patty.
Hi, what a surprise.
Hi, Rich.
I got here as fast as I could. Chris, say hello to my girl. Patty Lane, Christopher Hubbard.
Hello, Patty.
Hi. This is my cousin, Kathy Lane. How do you do?
Hello.
Won't you sit down?
Okay, what do you have, Chris?
Nothing, thanks. I can't stay long.
Oh. You're new in school, aren't you, Chris?
Yes, we just moved down from Boston.
Oh, I love dear old Boston. It so reminds me of London.
London? You were never there, Patty.
Oh, no, but Kathy was. Weren't you, Kathy? Yes. Kathy's been everywhere. London, Paris, Madrid, Rome, Florence.
Florence? I have a cousin named Florence.
Her father's a
Her
foreign
name's
correspondent.
Florence Lawrence. That's
And
a name.
She speaks scads of foreign languages. And she plays the piano beautifully and dances ballet. Betty. Oh, and she cooks like a dream and makes all her own clothes.
Oh.
What are you majoring in, Chris?
English.
Kathy's an English major, too. Aren't you, Kathy? Yes. Kathy writes short stories and poems. And she's secretary of the Lit Club.
Yes, I know. I was at the meeting last night.
Oh, were you?
You know that. You cut that out.
Chris, are you an author, too?
Well, I've written some poetry.
Really? Kathy, maybe you could arrange for Chris to read some of his poems to the Lit Club. I'd be very happy to.
Thanks, but I don't like to read my stuff to people.
Oh, when's the club meeting, Kath? Tuesday night. Chris, why don't you come over to our house for dinner, and then you and Kathy can go on to the club together? Patty, please.
Thanks, but I can't make it. Excuse me. I have to go to the library.
Oh, Kathy, you were just on your way to the library, weren't you? No, I wasn't.
Nice to meet you. So long, Richard.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
I'm sorry, Kathy. Thank you for trying. Forget it. And him, too. I'm sorry to be such a gloom.
That's very pretty, Kath.
If you like sad music.
Kath, forgive me for butting in, but I gather there's a boy you're rather fond of, right? Well, now, you take it from me. A girl as attractive and bright as you are can have any young man that she goes after.
It's very sweet of you to say so, Uncle Martin.
No, it's true. The only thing is that, well, sometimes you have to, what's the expression? You have to come on strong.
Come on strong?
Well, it doesn't do any good to moon in a corner, does it? See, I think you should let this boy know that you think he's wonderful. Be open and direct.
Open and direct.
Absolutely. How do you think your Aunt Natalie landed me?
Then you don't mind if I give you a bit of advice, Kathy?
No, of course not, Aunt Natalie.
Well, it's very simply this. See, men, or boys, are attracted by the unknown, the unpredictable.
They are?
Oh, every time. You can't go around with your heart on your sleeve. You have to be aloof and mysterious.
Aloof. Mysterious.
Absolutely. How do you think I landed your Uncle Martin?
If you really want to hook this fella, you gotta be feminine and clingy.
Feminine and clingy?
Yeah. You know, bat your eyes and look mushy.
Bat my eyes. Look mushy.
Really? Scout's honor. How do you think Nicky Lee landed me?
Thank you, Ross. Hi, Kath. How do you feel? Fine. I was just learning how to land Christopher.
Oh? How?
All I need do is be open and direct, aloof and mysterious, and bat my eyes. Mushy.
Who said that?
Uncle Martin, Aunt Natalie, and Ross, in that order.
Oh, you can forget what they said. I've got the real answer.
What's that? I was just watching this movie on TV, Passion's Plaything. It's all about this gorgeous French actress, Caresse Capri. She has every man in Paris at her feet. You know how she does it? How? She treats them like dogs. Like dogs?
Mm-hmm. You know, mean and rotten. Caresse, you are a devil. You've lied to me, betrayed me, destroyed me. But what can I do, chérie? I adore you. Oh, but you're a poor girl.
That wasn't very nice of her.
Oh, but it paid off. Caresse, if you do not come back to me, I will throw myself in the Seine. And she didn't. And he did.
Patty, what has all that to do with Christopher and me? Everything. Kathy, you've got to start treating him like a dog.
I can't do that. Well, you want to land him, don't you?
Oh, yes, but then you've got to operate.
Proud, haughty, cruel.
So he said, how about a date Saturday night? And I said, sorry, I'm busy. So he said, how about a date next Saturday night? And I said, sorry, I'm busy. So he said, how about a date the Saturday after that? And I said, sorry, I'm busy then, too. And you know what?
What?
The next day, he sent me the biggest box of candy you ever saw.
Oh, that's wonderful. Then you've got to operate.
Proud, haughty, cruel.
Are you sure I look all right, Patty?
You look irresistible.
I wish I felt that way.
Look, Kath, Rich went to a lot of trouble to arrange this rematch. Don't chicken out now.
They're here. Steady, girl.
It's open, Rich!
Hiya, beautiful. Hiya, Kath. You remember my friend, Chris?
Oh, didn't we meet the other day?
Yes, in the malt shop.
Oh, yes, of course. You're, Christopher Hubble.
Hubbard.
Oh, sorry. Would you like to come to the living room? Won't you sit down?
Hey, Patty, let's see what's to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy?
Yes?
About that meeting next Tuesday
Meeting?
of the Lit Club. I'll be there.
Oh, how nice.
And I've changed my mind. I'd like to have the club hear some of my poems.
Oh, do you write verse?
Yes. In fact, I brought some of my poems with me. Would you like to hear them?
Why don't you just leave them on the table and I'll look at them when I have a chance.
Hey! They're out of ice cream. Let's go do the shake shack bit and live a little.
All right. Kathy, remember, you have to be home by 10. I do? Kathy's expecting a long-distance call from a Hollywood actor. Calls her almost every night.
Yeah? Gee, I didn't know Kathy knew an actor in Hollywood.
Well, shall we? That was Wizard.
Can we sit down now and talk?
I'd love to. Keep dancing.
Kathy, please, let's sit this one out.
Well, you may if you wish. Oh, Lou, come on, they're playing our song. Excuse me.
Kathy, you were really terrific.
Patty, how long do we have to keep this up?
Until he's hopelessly in the palm of your hand.
Hello? It's Chris. Gee, Chris, I'm sorry. Kathy's on the other phone. What other phone? Shh. Remember, you're talking to an actor in Hollywood. Oh, no, Betty, I can't do that. Oh, maybe you can't, but I can. Hello, Chris? Could you hold on a minute, please? Okay. Yes, I do wish I was with you. Sitting there watching the sun set on the Pacific. Troy. Troy. Shh. What's that, dear? You're going to fly east just to see me? Oh, yes. I'll fit you in somehow. Patty. Hello, Chris? Gee, I don't know when Kathy's going to be off the phone. Oh, why don't you try her in the morning? Night. Patty, why do we have to do this?
Because you're in love and that's all-out war.
Richard, I need your help. I'm crazy about Kathy, but I don't know how to handle her.
Well, what's the handle? Kathy's a nice, quiet girl.
That's what I thought. I fell for the first time I saw her at the Lit Club.
No kidding. Oh, you sure didn't act like a guy who was in love when I introduced you.
It's because I like her so much.
Huh?
I'm shy with girls, especially a girl I really go for. I don't know, I just freeze up.
Man, you've got a problem.
You know, I was so glad you arranged that double date last night. You know, I thought I could relax and start being friendly, but Kathy came on like gangbusters.
Yeah, she sure acted spooky.
And now I can't even get her on the phone. She's always talking to some Hollywood big shot.
Chris, you need help.
I know.
And I've got the answer.
What?
There's just one way to handle a woman. Treat her like a dog.
Okay, I'll do it.
Hello?
Oh, Kathy. Chris Hubbard here.
Oh. Hello, Chris. Hello.
I'm seeing you tonight, Kathy, see?
You are?
We're going to that piano recital at the art hall, see?
I'd like to do that.
Well, fine. I'll call for you about 8 o'clock. I mean, meet me there, 8 sharp, see?
All right. I'll be there. Bye. Who was that? Christopher. He invited me to a piano recital.
Great.
I've supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. Be there? You mean he's not picking you up? No. He sounded so masterful, I just said I'd be there. Oh, Kathy. I'm sorry. Meet him at 8, huh? Well, we know how to handle that. Hi.
Kathy!
I'm here.
You're 30 minutes late, though.
Am I? How naughty of me.
2, please. That'll be $1.
Thank you, Chris. It was a very interesting evening.
I'm so glad.
Fascinating, in fact. And since we're never going to see each other again, I'd like to say you're the rudest boy I've ever met.
Then that makes us even.
I don't mind going Dutch. I really don't. But you could at least have asked me.
And you could at least have been on time.
That's right. I was late, wasn't I?
30 minutes.
I probably had a premonition that I'd be spending an interminable evening with an unmitigated boor.
Oh, well, don't worry. It won't happen again.
It certainly won't.
And don't expect me at the Lit Club. I just resigned.
How delightful. Good night.
You mean goodbye. Kathy.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I should
Please.
never.
I'm not really like that. Kathy, forget everything I said, everything that happened. Just remember one thing. I'm crazy about you.
I like you too, Chris. Very, very much.
Do you really?
From the first time I saw you at the Lit Club.
That's when it hit me. Oh, darn. What kind of a nut was I to have listened to Richard?
Richard?
He told me the only way to get a girl is to treat her like a dog.
Richard told you that?
What's so funny?
Patty told me that that was the only way to get a boy. And all the time, you were... Well, I'd better go.
Good night, Kathy.
Good night, Chris.
I'll see you tomorrow.
How was your date, Kath?
Oh, lovely.
You see, it's all in knowing how to handle a boy.
That's right. You bet.
You can say that again.
I ordered the shakes extra thick.
Good. Thank you.
Never leave me. Oh, 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 see me. Oh,
Don't they look gone?
Flip time. Just like us.
You know, for a while, I thought they'd never get together.
Me either.
But they did. I'm really glad I was able to make it all happen.
Yeah. What do you mean you were glad to make it happen?
That's right. I told Kathy how to handle Chris, and that was that.
Correction. I told Chris how to handle Kathy, and that's what did it.
Richard, I really don't mean to contradict you, but it was me.
No offense, Patty, but it was me.
Richard, I have always known you were arrogant and conceited, but there are limits.
Patty, I wish you would come out of orbit and face facts.
Come out of orbit?
Yes.
I didn't think that. You got a problem. Well, I did. Your was worse. Fine, right, and I...
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Rockety-roo, rockety-raw, rocky-sacky, sister-bop,
As team manager, I'm proud to introduce one of our school's all-time gridiron greats, Gilbert Tugwell. Mr. Tugwell has gone on to win his letter in the game of life, but he still recalls the days when he captained our undefeated team of 1917.
That's 1937.
Right. 1937, that is. All right, gang. Mr. Gilbert T. for touchdown, Tugwell.
Hello, gang! Gang! That's right. That's right. I'm in the game of life. You know, the business world. But, gang, believe me, life to me is just one big football game. But gang. Listen, I appreciate the fight to stay on top. And, you know, that's what this team is going to do. So, gang, now I say to you, in the immortal words of old Coach Hanson, hit 'em high, hit 'em low, hit 'em hard, and
Go, go, go!
yeah, go!
All right, gang, here he is, our quarterback and captain, the finest athlete to ever wear the red and gold, Rock Milankovich!
Hi. I ain't much for making speeches, but I'll tell you one thing. We're gonna beat Eastern.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hiya, Patty.
Hi, Rich. Hi, Rock. Hey, congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Kath, I want you to meet a friend of mine, Rock Milankovich.
How do you do?
Hello.
Arrested, Rock. What do you have, pal?
Oh, nothing. I'm in training.
Is, Rock your real name?
No, it's, Myron.
Well, Myron's a very nice name. It's an old Greek name.
Is it? Who told you?
Oh, I read it somewhere.
Kathy's always reading some book. She's the smartest girl in the school.
I'll bet.
Rock, you were absolutely sensational Saturday. When you came out of that T formation and threw that lateral, that blocking...
Did you see the game?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh. Would you like to be my guest at the game next Saturday?
That's very nice of you, but I really don't know anything about football. That's our cast.
If you were to ask her to a chess match...
I can't even play checkers.
Rock, level with me. How does it look for Saturday? Do you think we'll beat Central? Defensively, of course, I know they're very strong. But our team has such spirit and drive.
We'll clobber them. But I ask myself, what good is it?
Great game. Okay, guys, grab a fast shower. Coach wants to see you.
Richard, I gotta talk to you.
Hello, sir. What are you doing here?
Well, I decided to watch practice today. And a good thing, too. Richard, what's wrong with our boy Rock?
Beats me. He's been in a slump all week.
Did you see that pass he dropped? I could have caught it with my teeth.
Oh, is that the way you did it way back in your day?
That's just an expression. And it wasn't so way back. Well, never mind about that. What's ailing Rock?
How you feeling, Rocco boy?
Oh, fine.
You see? I told you can't get through to him.
Well, naturally. What's needed is someone with tact and understanding.
Okay, but who do we get?
How's it going, boy?
Swell, Mr. Tugwell.
Everything all right at home?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You keeping up with your schoolwork?
Uh-huh.
Rock, boy, you can level with me. What's bothering you, boy?
Nothing, Mr. Tugwell.
Rock, I'm talking to you as if I were your own father.
Yeah. You even yell like him. Excuse me, sir. I gotta go shower.
I told you. There's no getting through. I don't believe it.
What?
I know what's bugging Rock. Look.
Hey, that's Kathy Lane.
Rock must have clipped this picture out of the class book. He's in love with her.
Hey, our troubles are over. Go call Kathy up and tell her the good news.
I don't think it's that simple, sir. I don't think Rock is Kathy's type.
What do you mean, not her type? A boy who can take out 3 men with 1 block?
Kathy just doesn't dig football.
Don't be ridiculous. Go on over and straighten her out.
Okay, I'll try, but I'm telling you, Kathy just doesn't care about football.
Then talk some sense into her. Tell her that she's got to start being nice to Rock, or else.
Or else what?
Or else we could lose every game this season.
I'm sure Rock is a very nice boy.
Take my word for it, Kath. He's a prince.
But he just isn't my type.
Kathy, nobody's asking you to marry Rock. We just want you to date him for a little while.
Yeah, just to the end of the season.
And suddenly drop him? That wouldn't be very nice.
Well, you never know. You might get to like him.
Patty, I wouldn't even know what to talk to him about. All he cares for is football.
And you don't know anything about football.
Okay, I'll teach you.
Look, there are 11 guys on a team.
Most girls
and they
would be
plant a big
proud
field of
to
white
go out
stripes
with
all
Rock.
over it. And the main idea is to get as many
You'd be
touchdowns
the
as
envy of the
possible,
whole
either by throwing
team.
a forward pass or running with the ball. What's the big deal in soccer?
Patty, Richard, please listen to me. I'm not trying to be difficult. But why should I go out with Rock if I don't want to? I'll tell you why. Because you owe it to the school. The school. Kathy, do you realize that with Rock on our team, this could be the most glorious year in the history of Brooklyn Heights High? Brooklyn Heights, my
Because Brooklyn Heights isn't just classrooms, books, and homework. It's a spirit, a bond, a sacred flame that is burning right now in all our classrooms. I mean, in our hearts. And right now, Kathy, you are the keeper of the flame. Are you going to nourish and cherish it, or are you going to let it go out and turn to bitter ashes in your mouth? Brooklyn Heights, my Brooklyn Heights. Brooklyn Heights, my Brooklyn Heights.
Oh, hello, Rock.
Hi. Here. For you.
Oh, thank you. They're beautiful, but you shouldn't have.
Oh, it's okay. My uncle's an undertaker.
Oh. Shall we go inside? Oh, thank you very much for the football tickets yesterday.
Oh, did you have a good time?
Oh, yes, I did. It was very interesting.
It's the best game I ever played.
Oh?
That's because you were there, Kathy.
What would you like to do today, Rock?
Oh, anything you say.
It's such a lovely day. Why don't we go for a walk in the park?
Great.
All right. Oh. And perhaps we could stop at the museum.
What for?
Well, they're having a new exhibit of a collection of sculpture.
Oh, sounds swell.
Do you really want to go?
With you, I'd go anywhere.
This one's very famous, Rock. It's called The Winged Victory.
Of, Samothrace. That was a big naval battle the Greeks won.
Yes. How did you know that?
Oh, I got an uncle who sculpts. He gave me a book about all this stuff.
Oh. Oh, this one should interest you.
Hey, that's okay. The guy who sculpted this sure knew what he was doing.
What makes you say that?
Well, you see how he done those muscles? He's got them bulging just right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure you. Go on. Feel my arm.
Well, all right. Oh, yes. You're very strong.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Mercury, the runner.
Hey, you know something, Kathy? I'm having fun.
I'm glad, Rock.
Yeah, I used to fool around with carving things when I was a kid.
Did you?
Out of clay, kid stuff.
Why did you give it up?
Oh, I started playing football.
Oh, you ought to go back to it.
Nah, I'm too busy.
You could find time. And just think, perhaps it would turn out that you have a real talent for sculpture.
You know, my uncle said I was pretty good.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah, I could fix up a place in the cellar and borrow some stone from my uncle.
As a sculptor.
The undertaker. He's also in the monument business.
Do it, Rock. Won't it be exciting to try?
Yeah. Yeah. And I know just what I'm gonna sculpt first.
What?
You'll see.
Kathy, it's you. It certainly is. I feel as if I belong on Mount Rushmore.
Do you like it, Kathy?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's because you're beautiful.
I meant it was a beautiful piece of work.
Yeah, terrific. Come on, Rock, let's get over to practice.
Rock? How am I going to get it home?
Easy.
Rock, boy, you're gonna be late for practice.
Come on, Kathy. I'll walk you home.
You know something? I think we have an ex-football player on our hands.
Hey! I'm here today because this is it. Your final practice. On Saturday, you meet Bronx High for the big one. Now, Rock, I know that we can count on you. Rock?
Not here, Mr. Tugwell.
Oh. Well, good luck, gang. Get out there and drive, drive, drive!
Great speech, Coach.
Oh, thanks. Why wasn't Rock here to hear it?
I don't know.
Well, what's wrong with him now? I thought things were fine since he got together with Kathy.
Well, he's playing as great as usual. You know that. He's been skipping practice lately.
Skipping practice? What does he think football is? A game? Rock, you're late.
That's right, Mr. Tugwell. I was at the Modern Museum.
Modern Museum? What for?
Well, Kathy took me to see the new Brancusi show. Very powerful in a non-representational idiom.
What'd you say? Rock's on an artistic kick.
Oh, forget it, Rock. The only kick we care about is the one that starts the big game Saturday.
You might as well brace yourself for a big shock right now, Mr. Tugwell. I'm not playing.
What? What are you saying, boy?
I'm giving up football, sir. I've decided. It's interfering with my career.
Oh, football is your career, boy.
No longer, sir. I'm turning in my shoulder pads.
You can't, Rock. Not before the big game.
Richard, here's my notebook with all the play signals. I no longer have any use for it.
No. Rock, boy, where's your school spirit?
Oh, I haven't lost that, Mr. Tugwell. But it's just like Kathy says. The finest thing I can do for Brooklyn Heights High is to become a great sculptor.
No, you listen to me, boy!
You're getting excited about all this, Mr. Tugwell. I wish I could be out there with the other chaps on the playing field on Saturday, but my mind's made up.
Oh, Rock, wait! There must be 500 girls in this school. Why does he have to fall in love with a culture nut?
This way, Mr. Tugwell.
And Natalie, and Martin, I want to work with you.
Oh, good evening, Gilbert. Richard.
Oh, sit down, both of you.
Thanks.
Here, Mr. Tugwell.
I'll get some coffee.
What can I do for you, Gilbert?
We got a problem on our hands. And she's sitting right over there. This niece of yours is destroying the career of the best athlete Brooklyn Heights High has ever had.
He's talking about Rock Milenkovich, Papa. Rock also happens to have a great talent for sculpture.
So this girl talked him into quitting the team on the day before the big game.
Well, here's some coffee. Darling, would you take that for Richard, please?
Thanks a lot, Mrs. Lane.
How can you eat like that when we're facing a crisis?
I gotta keep my strength up.
Exactly what do you want me to do, Gilbert?
Talk sense to Kathy. Tell her to get Rock back into the ball game.
Please, Papa. I've talked to her till I'm blue in the face, and she won't listen to me.
Patty, I cannot tell Kathy what to say to Rock. Now, you should understand that.
Thank you, Uncle Martin.
But without Rock, we'll be clobbered.
Well, I hope not, Gilbert. But if the boy prefers art to football...
Look, I've got nothing against art. Didn't I pay for that statue of old Coach Hansen?
So you did. Well, I appreciate how you feel about it, Gilbert. Believe me, I have nothing against school athletics.
Oh, that's true, Gilbert. Back in college, Martin was captain of the baseball team.
Baseball? I'm in a den of baseball players. Get out of here.
Richard, the time is now 1 minute to midnight.
You're fast. It's only 7:30.
That's just an expression. Somehow we have got to get through to Rock.
How? He'll only listen to Kathy.
Yeah, I know. He's coming over later. That means he's probably still home in his workshop creating.
So?
So? Pick up that phone and dial Beachview 23598.
Hey, that's Rock's number.
That's right.
Hello, Rock. This is Kathy.
I get it. Patty, if you pull this off, the school will put up your statue.
Yeah, and Rock can sculpt it after the big game.
Hello, Rock. This is Kathy. What are you doing? Oh, you're sculpting a new statue? Oh, no. No, don't come over. I'd like to run over there and take a look at it. See you then.
Sit down. I'll be through in a minute.
I passed the gym on my way over here tonight. They were having a big pep rally before the game tomorrow.
Oh, are they?
Yes. Rock, you can be frank with me. Deep down inside, don't you really wish you were playing in that game tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I do. Kind of. But it's like you said, Kathy. I'm an artist now.
Don't you think you're avoiding a moment of truth?
Hmm?
Well, an artist just can't create. He has to experience.
Experience what?
Life. Eat, sleep, fall in love. Play football.
I already had that experience.
True. But an artist must live his life to the fullest.
Really?
Well, of course. Well, look at Hemingway. He stalked lions in Africa. And Lord Byron fought wars for Greek independence. And Tolstoy...
And what'd he do?
Whatever the life force told him was right.
Gee, Kathy, I never heard you talk like that before. You sound like a different person.
I just want you to fulfill yourself.
Well, we're gonna have to get this thing tuned. Say, it's almost 9 o'clock. I thought you said Rock was coming over.
Oh, you know artists. He's probably lost in his work.
Well, why don't you call him up?
I was thinking I might take a walk over there.
I have a better idea. I'll drive you.
Would you?
Why not? I'd like to see some of his work myself.
All right. Let's go through it again. Again. 11, 78, 44, 22.
This starts out as a run to the left. I fake it to the halfback and get it to the fullback.
Good. 31, 39, 55, 74. Hey!
I fake and then run. Starts out as a fake and run, and then I fade back for a long pass. And
Kathy. Hey, there are two of you Kathys. What's going on?
Well, I have a theory, Rock. But perhaps Patty would like to explain.
Patty?
Mm-hmm.
Pat, you didn't.
Shall we say I nearly did?
Is that all you have to say?
I did it for the old school. I wanted to see us win. It's a far, far better thing I do than I've ever done before. Oh, boy, am I ever sorry I did it. Are you beginning to find the game exciting, Kathy?
When Rock got away and the three guys almost had him and he still made it?
You were wonderful, Rock.
It was a great game, Rock.
Thanks, Mrs. Lane.
I'm glad you decided to play Rock. A man should use all his talents.
That's just what I told him last night. I said, Rock,
I'd like to see Michelangelo throw a touchdown pass like that. Wait till next year, boy.
Mr. Tugwell, you better brace yourself again, There's not going to be any next year. I'm transferring to Brooklyn Poly.
Brooklyn Poly? You're joking.
They don't even have a football team.
Yeah, I know. But boy, what an art department.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Uncle Martin.
Hi. Where's Patty?
I believe she's up in her room.
Patty, I'm home.
This is great. The magnetic man and the electrodynamic monster are gonna fight an ultrasonic duel over the subterranean lady.
I'd hate to see their electric bill. Patty!
Somehow, Patty's seconds seem like hours.
Watch this. Patty, you're $25 richer today.
$25 richer? You raised my allowance.
No, but you remember the 25 shares of stock that I bought you for your birthday?
Sure. McGregor Elevator Company.
Don't tell me elevator went up.
It went up another point today, and that makes a total of 5 points since I bought it.
That's wonderful. You've made $125, Patty. $125, and I didn't even have to do anything.
Well, it did help a little to have a shrewd father who's got business know-how.
Yeah, you do look a little like Bernard Baruch. As a younger man, of course.
Ross, don't push your luck.
How long has this been going on? It's an instant gold mine.
Patty, if you have any notion of investing in the stock market, you can just forget it.
Oh, I'm not going.
McGregor Elevator could just as easily have gone down 5 points. And then you'd have been $125 poorer.
Yeah, I know that, but...
And before you ship all your money to Wall Street, you owe me $2 from yesterday.
Don't worry. I think Patty is trying to assure us that she's not going to buy any stock. That's right. I'm going to sell it.
You're going to sell your stock in McGregor Elevator?
No. I'm going to sell stock in me. Patty Lane Incorporated.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll. A hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
The meeting of the Board of Directors of Patty Lane Incorporated will now come to order. The secretary will please read the minutes of the last meeting. Since there was no last meeting, there will be no minutes. And we don't have a secretary anyway, so let's just come to order. Patty, what are you trying to say? Order. That's the way all big corporation meetings start.
Look, Patty, how can we be a board of directors when we don't even know what we're directing?
Well, I'm coming to that. I am capitalizing Patty Lane Incorporated at 200 shares of stock.
How much a share?
$1. Just think. For $5, you can get in on the ground floor of a financial empire.
Something tells me if we get in on the ground floor, we're going to get off at the basement.
99 shares will be for sale to the public, and I will retain 101 shares. Where are you going to get enough money to pay for all that stock? I don't need any money to pay for it. As founder of Patty Lane Incorporated, I am entitled to it for the use of my name.
For the $2 you owe me, you can use my name.
Order. I am the president, and I have the right to control the company by being the majority stockholder. Any questions? Yes. You still haven't told us what kind of a business this is going to be. Exactly what are we selling? Patty Lane.
Are you sure there's a demand for it?
What we are selling are my creative talents and ability. We'll just start with one product, naturally, and then we'll branch out like any other big corporation. That's called diversification.
I've got an idea for a product. Why don't we work on the food angle?
Good thinking, R.H. Habit forming. Gets used up quickly. Very good. Now, let's see. Teenagers make up a big part of the buying public. What foods do teenagers like best?
Pizzas.
Pizza. Mama Patty's Pizzas. Nah, somehow it doesn't sound Italian enough.
You could change your name to Tony.
What about preserves? I have a lovely recipe for apricot jam. Mother Patty's Preserves. Hey, I like that. And what teenager doesn't like apricot jam?
My favorite, strawberry.
All right, we'll vote on it. All those in favor of apricot jam, say aye. Aye! Aye.
I'll stick with strawberry.
Overruled. Motion is carried. We are now going to see financial history being made. Patty Lane Incorporated. We are now on the big board.
Good. Can we leave?
The proper procedure in a corporation meeting is to move that we adjourn.
Okay. Can we adjourn and then leave?
No. We have one more piece of business on the agenda. As members of the board of directors, you should show your faith in the company by becoming stockholders yourselves. Kathy? Oh, I think I could manage 5. Ah, very good. Richard?
3, I guess.
3? That's all the faith you've got?
No, that's all the money I've got.
All right. I'll put you down for 5, and you can give me the other $2 when you get your allowance. Ross?
Put me down for 2, and then you can pay for it with the $2 you owe me.
Okay. That's 12 down and 87 to go. Okay. Now get out there and S-E-L-L. Sell, sell, sell!
And the stock only costs $1 today. But next week it could be worth $1.50, $1.75, $2, who knows?
I'll buy 2 shares. I've always wanted to be a speculator.
2 shares, Maggie. And believe me, you won't be sorry.
Put me down for 3. All I've got to lose is my life savings.
Bruce, 3.
The same for me. It's only money.
I'll take 2, but I'll have to go without lunches this week.
Oh, don't worry about that. With the money you make from this investment, you'll be able to have your lunches catered.
So how many shares of this blue chip stock do you want to start out with? 15, 20, 25?
I never thought Patty would go through with this. You gotta give her credit.
30, 35?
Kathy's apricot jam is delicious.
You said it. Can I put you down for 40 then?
It'll be valuable experience for the kids. Give them a good background in economics.
45?
Imagine, Patty, a corporation.
50. Do I hear 50?
It's wild, Kathy. You've outdone yourself.
Hey, cut that out. You're eating up all the profits.
I'm afraid I can't take all the credit. The recipe was originated by King George III's kitchen staff. Hey, that gives me a great idea for a slogan. The jam of the kings and the king of the jams. We'll put that on the labels. Well, now that we've got all these samples, we've got to get out and create a huge demand for them. How can we create a huge demand with just 6 little jars of jam? Just leave it to your prez. Oh, look, Sammy, all I'm asking is that you take 2 jars of Mother Patty's preserves on approval.
Patty, you're wasting your time. Nobody's going to pay money for this.
Oh, you never know. Just try it. I'll be back tomorrow.
Hi, Sam. I'll have a strawberry delight with pistachio and cherry. Speaking of gourmet food, is this Mother Patty's preserves I see?
Yes, but she's gonna pick them up tomorrow.
I'll take all you've got.
You'll take them? You mean you'll buy them?
All you can get.
I'll take this loaf of bread. And what kind of jam do you have?
Oh, we have a special on grape jam, 2 for a quarter.
What's that jam everyone's been talking about?
Oh, my grape jam, 2 for a quarter.
No, Mother somebody's... Oh, there it is. Mother Patty's preserves. I'll take all you've got.
All right.
All right, make it an even dollar. Thank you. Can I help you?
My mother sent me for some Mother Patty's preserves.
Sorry, we're fresh out.
But you had 2 jars. You mean somebody bought them?
We don't give them away, Sonny.
Was it a teenager?
No, Mrs. Market, one of my studies from down the street.
My gosh! Somebody really bought them!
Boy, Patty, you're sure climbing.
I wouldn't be surprised if we declared our first dividend before long. Here, I just bought these from the Gypsy Tea Room. Yeah, I know. They just called in their order for a dozen more. Oh, and the delicatessen wants 2 dozen. Business is booming.
If we boom any more, we're gonna be broke. We're selling those sample jars for 25 cents apiece, and we're buying them back at 40 cents apiece.
And then there was the money we used for the sample batch. So we chalked that up to operating expenses. And by the time we fill these orders, the profits will be pouring in.
As a stockholder, I'm delighted to hear that.
Hi, Popo. Did you see our latest quotation?
All the other stocks are down, but Patty's up to 1 5/8.
Yeah, it's about a 60% profit. Yeah, on paper, of course.
And we have an order for 6 dozen jars, and that's just a beginning.
I'm glad to hear that, fellow stockholders. Of course, first you have to purchase the supplies. You know, I mean like the ingredients for the jam. And the jars. And, of course, the distribution costs. Not to mention the overhead.
I suppose it's a case of having to spend money in order to make money, right? Wrong. If we're shrewd, we don't have to spend money. But how could...
Please, girls, be careful how you handle the merchandise.
Mr. Fleming?
Yes? What can I do for you?
Oh, what can we do for you? I am Patty Lane, president of Patty Lane Incorporated, and this is one of my directors, Kathy Lane. How do you do? Mr. Fleming, this is your lucky day.
Look, Miss Lane, be careful. You might break...
Your jar is being considered as the official glassware for Mother Patty's Preserve, the jam of the kings and the king of the jam.
That's not plastic, you know.
Oh, yes, I know. Notice its distinctive quality. Not round like other jars, but square. Yes, I think it would be very suitable. As I always say, you can't put quality jam in a cheap jar. Yeah. Mr. Fleming, you can send us 6 dozen jars.
Good, I'll write up the invoice.
Invoice, Mr. Fleming? Invoice?
Please!
When we are prepared to announce to the world that the Fleming Bottle Company are our official glass makers?
Well, 6 dozen jars isn't a very loud announcement.
Well, that's just a beginning. Yeah. Mr. Fleming, I am prepared to offer you 15 shares of stock in Patty Lane Incorporated. In exchange for the jars. 15 shares? That you can't... You're right. That's too much. 10 shares. And that is my final offer.
I don't know much about Wall Street.
Oh, but you do know about Easy Street, Mr. Fleming. And that's exactly where Patty Lane Incorporated is going to put you. Yes, it's been a very active stock. Future orders are already streaming in.
Well, I'll talk to my stockbroker about it.
Mr. Fleming, If Henry Ford came to you with the automobile, would you want to see your stockbroker? Or Edison with the electric light? You are in at the birth of a dynasty. Is it a deal?
It's a deal.
Oh, Mr. Fleming, you should be more careful how you handle our merchandise. Just look at the way I'm soaring. At this rate, I'll be able to merge with a larger corporation.
Who would buy us out?
I'll buy them out.
According to my records...
You're out of order. I didn't recognize you.
Why? Do I look different?
If you want the floor, you have to raise your hand. Chair recognizes Richard Harrison.
According to my records, the number of outstanding shares is 240.
That's great. Patty, we were capitalizing our stock at 200 shares. That means we've sold 40 more shares than we have. How could that happen?
Maybe while you were out trading shares for the jars, the apricots, and the sugar, Ross and I were busy selling shares.
Yeah, we all goofed.
240 shares.
What do you think?
I think we're all under arrest.
Hello? Anybody home? Hi.
Hello, darling.
What are you all dressed up for?
Oh, you're taking me out to dinner.
I am.
Oh, the kitchen is out of bounds for me. See, Mother Patty has gone into preserve production.
That I've got to see.
Hi, Papa. Come to watch the wheels of industry turning?
I'm very impressed.
I think we're really quite well organized.
Say, did you manage to work out your surplus stock problem?
Uh-huh. I decided to give up 40 of my shares, and then it balances out okay.
Good. Good. I'm glad to see you worked it out in such an unselfish manner.
Oh, I didn't mind. I still have 61 shares, and that's more than anybody else.
Now I know why you're known as the she-wolf of Wall Street. Well, I'll see you later.
We'd better get started, Patty. The jam takes an hour to cook. A whole hour? Can we do it any faster than that? Not when you use dried apricots. Oh, this is supposed to be a modern corporation. We have to be efficient. It still has to cook an hour. Not if you use a pressure cooker. Oh, my recipe doesn't say anything about... Of course not. That was hundreds of years ago. They didn't even have pressure cookers. Well, I've never made it any other way before. Oh, well, you're going to now. This is the space age. Here's Mom's. I'll go over and get some more from some of the other stockholders. Now, this is what I call mass production. I've never made so much jam at one time before. I hope I figured these measurements right. Maybe I should have traded some shares for a computer.
You don't need a computer. Kathy got an A in math. Where do you want me to put these?
Oh, in the oven. That's the way we sterilize them in mass production. Aren't you filling them a little too high? One of the secrets of success is to get the maximum capability out of your equipment. Here, let's have another refill.
Where do I put these labels?
Oh, ask Patty.
Patty, where are these... Patty, the labels go on the outside of the jam, not the inside.
Thank you.
Isn't it time for the jam to be done?
Yeah, any second now.
I gotta leave soon. My father only gave me 2 hours to be a big business tycoon, and then I gotta go do my homework.
It's been 30 minutes, Patty.
Seems like 30 years.
There it is, folks. The jam's done. From now on, the stock of Patty Lane Incorporated skyrockets.
is a mass mess.
Oh, honey, better clean it up before your mother and father get back.
How are we going to fill our orders?
We'll start all over again with new supplies and chalk it up to research, so our first quarter profits will be a little less.
I really don't think we should...
The jars! They're still in the oven!
We'll get them.
Quick, put her in the water, quick. Oh, Patty, don't put them in cold water.
Gee, it smells like apricot jam.
What happened?
I think the bottom just dropped out of the market.
The meeting is now called to order. Okay, let's face the facts. We had a couple of setbacks, right?
Right.
And we've wasted all our supplies, right?
Right.
And we can't fill our orders, right?
Right.
But are we licked?
Right.
Come on now. There's an old saying in big business. If at first you don't succeed...
Cry, cry again.
Can you be serious? We can start over.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Patty, sometimes it's wiser to give up.
I'm not giving up. We know how we've made our mistakes, and the next time we'll avoid them.
Look, we ought to take our losses and dissolve right now. Patty, that's the way we all feel.
Well, it doesn't matter how you all feel. I'm the president, and I move we resume operations.
We say no, and we outvote you.
How can you? I'm the majority stockholder.
You have more shares than anyone else, but you don't have more shares than everyone else combined.
Well, how can you be combined? All the stockholders aren't here.
We have signed proxies from all the other kids. I mean, all the other stockholders. And they're all in favor of dissolving the corporation.
You too, Kat? I'm sorry, Patty. But it's for your own good.
Ross?
I'm sorry, sis.
So, you deliberately went behind my back to urge people to betray me? To undermine Patty Lane Incorporated?
We knew you'd want to pick up the pieces, and it's hopeless.
May I come in?
I guess so. You outvote me anyway.
Yeah, I wish you wouldn't feel this way about it.
I'm sorry. I guess I just never thought that my own family and friends would walk out on me.
We haven't walked out on you, honey. We're right behind you.
Pushing me off the cliff.
Patty, we did it for your own good. We didn't like to see you get in any deeper.
Don't worry, I'll pay back the stockholders and Mr. Fleming and the others.
Well, that's not really necessary. I mean, it's already been taken care of. Everybody's been paid back.
How?
Well, Kathy and Richard and your brother Ross all came to me with some money they'd saved. They asked me to use it for you, to reimburse the others. So, well.
Papa? That couldn't have been enough. You paid them all back, didn't you? Said you weren't going to bail me out again, but you did.
Honey, if you learn something from it, we'll put it down to the cost of your education. And it's worth it.
Thanks, Papa.
Besides, I thought it was a wonderful idea. You just got a little overambitious.
I'll make it up to you. I'll pay you back every penny, even if it takes forever. Even if I have to work for it.
How do you like that? We're up to 80 today. Says they expect it to go even higher.
I made some apricot jam this afternoon, Aunt Natalie.
Good. I'll serve it with breakfast tomorrow.
Pretty big jump from last week, 70 to 80.
Why don't we do something exciting, like go to the movies?
They predict it'll hit 95 before long. A new high for the year.
70 to 95 in 1 week. Sounds like an interesting stock.
Martin, please don't get her started on that again.
Yeah, but she may have something there.
And if it goes higher than that, they say that...
Patty, what's the name of that stock?
You say something?
Yeah, I just asked you what the name of the stock that's doing so well.
What stock? I'm reading the weather report.
Anybody for the movies?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind.